Hello and welcome back to Total War Hardcore. We're gonna play for a little bit, but it's gonna be silent because my girlfriend is sleeping. I'm just gonna put on the radio and go.
Old Patriots, the colonization of Kalimdor. Though victory was theirs, the mortal races found themselves in a world shattered by war. The Scourge and the Burning Legion had all but destroyed the civilizations of Lordaeron and had almost finished the job in Kalimdor. They were forced to heal, grudges to bury, and homelands to settle. The war had wounded each race deeply, but they had selflessly banded together to attempt a new beginning, starting with the uneasy truce between the Alliance and the Horde. Thrall led the orcs to the continent of Kalimdor, where they founded a new homeland with the help of their Tauren brethren. Naming their new land Durotar after Thrall's murdered father, the orcs settled down to rebuild their once glorious society. Now that the demon curse was ended, the Horde changed from a warlike juggernaut into more of a loose coalition, dedicated to survival and prosperity rather than conquest. Aided by the noble Tauren and the cunning trolls of the Darkshire tribe, Thrall and his orcs looked forward to a new era of peace in their own land. The remaining Alliance forces, under Jaina Proudmoore, settled in southern Kalimdor. Off the eastern coast of Duskwallow Marsh, they built the rugged port city of Theramore. There, the humans and their dwarven allies worked to survive in a land that would always be hostile to them. Though the defenders of Durotar and Theramore kept a tentative truce with one another, the fragile colonial serenity was not meant to last. The peace between the orcs and humans was shattered by the arrival of a massive Alliance fleet in Kalimdor. The mighty fleet, under the command of Grand Admiral Dalen Proudmoore, Jaina's father, had left Lordaeron before Arthas had destroyed the kingdom. Having sailed for many grueling months, Admiral Proudmoore was searching for any Alliance survivors that he could find. Proudmoore's armada posed a serious threat to the stability of the region. As a renowned hero of the Second War, Jaina's father was a staunch enemy of the Horde, and he was determined to destroy Durotar before the orcs could gain a foothold in the land. The Grand Admiral forced Jaina to make a terrible decision: support him in battle against the orcs and betray her newfound allies, or fight her own father to maintain the fragile peace that the Alliance and the Horde had finally attained. After much soul-searching, Jaina chose the latter and helped Thrall defeat her crazed father. Unfortunately, Admiral Proudmoore died in battle before Jaina could reconcile with him or prove that the orcs were no longer bloodthirsty monsters. For her loyalty, the orcs allowed Jaina's forces to return home safely to Theramore.
Good evening, ladies and gentle elves. I'm Malix Gnomes, and we have officially taken over the Everlook broadcasting station to bring you the unadulterated truth about everything. It won't surprise you to know that we live under the boot and heel of tyrants every single day of our miserable lives before we are eventually entombed in dirt. But did you know that when we die, we actually feed the soul of a giant demon inside Azeroth? Oh yes, it's true. You may have seen signs of this demonic presence throughout your travels. Giant weapons left by its predecessors, massive skulls that could easily have been the parents, but have you ever drilled down into the core of Azeroth? I have. And in my perilous journey to the center of our world, I discovered quite a few things that might surprise. Not the least of which is the demonic entity that lies at its very core. You might expect that if you dig deep enough, you will find a molten core at Azeroth Center. The Gnomish Corps of Engineers has often speculated that Azeroth Center must be made of molten magma, but did they ever go there? No! But I did. Listen, friends, it was a perilous journey that only a truth seeker like Malix Gnomes can endure. The pressure of the sheer volumes of dirt pressing against the reinforced glass of my super drill baby Drill 9000 was nothing compared to the sweat pouring from my brow, expecting the very glass to melt from the inevitable onslaught of heat from molten stone everyone told me would wash over. But no, there was no magma. There was no heat. And the dirt gave way. And there I was, floating in the center of Azeroth itself, somehow unaffected by gravity or any other force. Well, almost. My trusty SDBD-9K began to spin uncontrollably. As the G's of force began to pull the blood into my legs and feet, I started to black out. With the edges of my vision swimming and turning black, I gradually reversed the torque of the drill and countered the spin, bringing it to a slow halt. And there, before me, it was. A massive, pulsating fetus. Its long umbilical cord was wrapped around an impossibly bright white light. I donned my darkened goggles and tried to study the shape of the massive beast. A thick crystalline, but somehow flexible shell surrounded it. It was clear as freshly cooled glass, but sparkled like silver glitter in the sun. Within the fetal sac, the massive fetus floated and seemed to dance, turning in all directions, swaying its massive arms and legs to propel itself. As my trusty drill moved towards it, the sheer enormity of the monstrous being became all the more apparent. Much like the fetal sac, its skin was a translucent, rocky crystal. The closer I got, the more clear it became that it had not one heart, but three, each of a different color. A gently throbbing blue, a glowing green, and a shimmering red. These pumped its colored blood throughout its body, from its monstrous, untoed feet to its ginormous skull-like head. And there, upon its head, two black voids, darker than the largest span between two stars in the sky, stared into my very soul, and I heard it speak a single sentence. My time has not yet come. Enjoy your petty life while you still can. And it held its hand up towards me, palm out. And suddenly, I was nowhere. I experienced the ice-cold oppression of nothingness all around me. No light, no sound, just nothing. And for a moment, I thought I was dead. But just as suddenly, poof! I was falling from the sky into a snowy bank just outside the Everlook broadcasting station. With the impression the demon had left upon me, the doom that is so obviously coming, I knew this tale had to be told, though no one will believe it. But now you know, friends. Now you know. Until next time, keep your minds open, your hearts protected, and if you can hear this, you are a keeper of truth.
Hey there, all you funky folks in Azeroth. This is your Goblin DJ, Zappo Zapblast, bringing you the wackiest weather forecast in all of Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms. So, grab your dancing shoes and get ready for a wild ride. Starting off in Kalimdor, we got the Barrens. Now, this place is so hot it could make a fire elemental sweat. Expect scorching temperatures and sandstorm that have you exfoliating faster than a troll shedding its own skin. So don't forget your sunscreen, folks, or you'll end up looking like a crispy critter. Moving on to the Thousand Needles, where the weather is as unpredictable as a goblin's get-rich scheme. 1 minute you'll be baking in the sun, the next you'll be dodging lightning bolts and hailstones the size of murlocs. Better bring an umbrella and a lightning rod just to be safe. The Tanaris Desert, where the sun is hotter than a dragon's breath. This place is so dry, you'll be begging for a water rental to give you a shower. It's like living in a convection, folks, so make sure you hydrate and wear your coolest shades. And remember, if you see a mirage, it's probably just a goblin trying to sell you something. Now, let's shimmy over to the Eastern Kingdoms, starting with the lovely Elwyn Forest. Here, the weather is as charming as a gnome's tinkering invention. Expect gentle breezes, chirping birds, and the occasional drizzle that'll make the flowers bloom brighter than a night elf's hair. It's a perfect spot for a romantic picnic or a gnome's tea party. Next up, we got the Burning Steppes, where the weather is hotter than a molten core boss battle. This place is so fiery, it'll turn your armor into puddle. Expect lava showers, volcanic eruptions, and the occasional rogue fire elemental party. Better pack your fire resistance gear and bring marshmallows, 'cause it's gonna get toasty. Last but not least, we have the Swamp of Sorrows. Now, don't let the name fool you, folks, 'cause this place is a hoot. Expect fog thicker than a dwarf's beard, sudden downpours that'll have you swimming with the murlocs, and mosquitoes the size of Torin. Better bring some bug spray and a good sense of humor, 'cause you'll need it. Alrighty folks, that's all for today's weather forecast from your favorite goblin DJ, Zappo Zaplast. Remember, no matter the weather, keep dancing, keep smiling, and keep the goblin spirit alive. Stay funky, Azeroth. Greetings, folks. It's time for a whirlwind tour of the fantastic world of advertising, brought to you by yours truly. Get ready to discover unique products and services that'll tickle your fancy.
Greetings, noble guardians of the woods. In a realm where time stands still and trees listen, why settle for mundane ways of communication? Introducing the Whispered Word Service. Send your thoughts, secrets, or simple alone be with you through our ethereal wisp couriers. Silent, swift, and shimmering, they carry your messages across the forests and glades of Azeroth. Be warned, always be polite and courteous to our wisp messengers. Fail to respect their delicate nature, and you may find your treasured wool buffs mysteriously vanished. Let's just say, wisps have a certain explosive personality when offended.
Well, hello there, magic enthusiasts. Arcane Aura Potions, where alchemy meets elven sophistication. Each drop of our potions resonates with the arcane's harmonious energy. Sip
Can I help you?
and feel the magic flow through you. Because when it comes to elixirs, we make magic look as effortless as an elven waltz.
Get an edge in the arena with our state-of-the-art Goblin Gladiatorial Goggles TM, now with target tracking and snack reminders, because in the midst of battle, who does not want a snack?
Hey there, listeners. Zappo tuning in with some elvish escapades. Let's talk tall trees, pointy ears, and unexpected plunges. Once I spent a week in Darnassus, trying to understand their culture. Did you know they don't appreciate being called pointy-eared tree huggers? Learned that the hard way when they gave me an express trip off Teldrassil. Who knew it took a solid 5 minutes to reach the water? Good thing I wore my floaties. hold on to your helms, because it's that time again. Everlook Broadcasting Co. is about to drop the hottest deals and products of the week. If you got something to sell, why aren't you on the list? And now, roll the adverts.
Hey, is this thing on? Crummy broadcast tech. Hey, listen up. I don't have much time. Don't believe everything you hear on the radio, folks. Goblins making a service that's free? Something's gotta be up. This is...
Is your goblin-made machinery acting up again? Fear not. With the Duratar Labor Union's Goblin Safety Whistle, you can alert everyone in a 10-mile radius. Earplugs and spontaneous running advised.